Welcome back to the marketplace. In our first story, disbursement of the 1 billion cedi stimulus package for small businesses is expected to begin from next week. The National Board for Small-Scale Industries has received more than 100,000 applications from business owners following the launch of the program last month. Executive Director of the board, Kosian has been giving details on the disbursement process. Here's what she said when she appeared on the business edition of PM Express.
One of the most important things for us at NBSSI and my management team and all those who are supporting us is to communicate as often. And I think that for the first time in a long time, the board, which is NBSSI and my management, we have communicated very far and wide. Because I realized that one of the hardest things for people is if they don't hear about the process or hear what you're doing, there's a lot of assumptions that are made. And so as much as possible, our goal is to communicate the process, communicate where we are, communicate what is going on to get people on the same page. It's important to communicate. And I also think that one of the things is also to make the process as transparent, try as much as possible to use technology so that people realize that there's a process. And for once, maybe we should see how the process would play out. What we've done is that we've decided that there'll be a date or a timeline for closing. So 20th of June is what we set for now. And that's what we're hoping to. So we're not hoping to cap it based on the numbers, but really cap it on the date. Because we believe that, one, it's not everyone who's going to benefit. It's not everyone who's going to apply. And those who apply, there might be challenges, like I mentioned some of them. There were some cases of fraud or other things. So we also need to keep it open and allow people. And also, if you're talking about the reach that we are talking about, we want to reach, you can't start today and close it tomorrow. You need to give people time from all over to be able to bring their information and for it to be keyed in. And it's all a process.
So how many applications have you received as we speak this week?
As we speak now, I think the last time I looked at it,
your dashboard, your baby.
I looked at it in terms of the number of businesses that have registered or persons that have registered. It's about 100,000 plus
applications since within
who have registered for the process. So I'm urging people who are applying that let's take our time and put in the right information and double check it so that when we move to the next stage it's not a challenge. And with regards to the funds, as I mentioned, this June there will be disbursements to start at least the first budget.
If your business is not registered, are you going to get access to the funds?
If your business is not registered and you're a micro business, because if you pay attention, 70% of the Ghanaian economy is MSME, but also almost 70 to 80% is in the informal sector and is not registered. But as much as possible, we believe that this program is also a way to support in formalizing the informal sector.
Let's do 3 blocks of.
Okay, so it's been 5 days since the new customs management system was enforced at the Tema port, and freight forwarders as well as clearing agents are still struggling to clear their goods. Here are some of the frustrated freight forwarders who spoke to Joy Business earlier.
For how many days now, duties have not been paid, revenues have not been raised. Sometimes when you go to some of the, sometimes when you go to the offices, their systems are not working. They will be angry with you.
However, you listen to it. It's even proposed that government should bring to even work
alongside. You see,
proposal of
and another thing,
calling for solution.
Another thing, this is that the contract has been abrogated. The judgment is over $250 million. Who is going to pay for it? Who is going to pay that money? It is the same taxpayer that is going to pay that money. So we are pleading with them to listen to us. Please, we are not animals. We are the main stakeholders. All importers, please listen to me. All importers, get up. Get up. Aboso, Kai's papers, Kumasi, everybody should get up and speak.
You see, we paid duties in a GCNet system. Now GCNet is off. It doesn't even reflect in unit. So how do you expect us to work? How do
do you expect us to work? And now, we should think about the client. The person who is importing food, he's bringing the jobs, he's bringing revenue. So if we can't hold this, we can't resolve this. That's what boss was saying. We're all not trying to say that, oh, they should bring back business. But now, business has started. The best thing we're supposed to do is, as soon as possible, we should find a solution. Since Monday, people have paid their duties on Friday, on Thursday. Now they cannot even work. Why? Why is that? At least we should find solutions to everything as soon as possible, so that the clients can be okay, I will be okay, the country will be okay. Because this one is not about politics. It's not about NDC, it's not about MP. It's about the whole country. Because when you pay a duty in the system, it goes to the government. The government uses the duty to at least build the nation. And we are not fighting only for our own benefits. No, we are fighting for the nation. So as we are fighting for the nation, our cry should go out there, they should listen to our cry and then do something about it. Because listen, everybody is frustrated. Everybody is frustrated because now it's more or less I am delaying it. Because the importer doesn't know that Unipass is not working or Unipass has a problem. The importer knows he has given you money to work and you need to deliver. Whether the system is not working or the system is not working, delivery is his problem. And if delivery is not done, then I'm losing. I am losing. If delivery is not done, I am losing. So please, as soon as possible, where the solution can be done, the solution should be done. Then at least we all have our peace. We all can work. We all can build this country to the highest level.
And those were some sentiments of freight forwarders who spoke to the media when the Parliamentary Select Committee on Trade and Industry visited the Tema Port yesterday. What has changed today? I believe we can speak on phone to William Ababio, who is a clearing agent. Thanks for your time this afternoon, William. So what has changed since the last time we spoke on Wednesday?
Unipass has resorted to manual clearance at the port currently as I am talking to you. But I can tell you that anger is growing at the port as I am talking to you. So there has been no improvement. And what I can see now is that there is nothing like systemic work at the port. And what is going on is manual clearance. So before you do examination, something like that, it must be done manually. So there is no system work as I'm talking to you now. Okay.
If you could just expand more on what clearing goods manually means then for you guys, because we're expecting that things to be automated, things to be smoother, things to be faster. So what sort of delays is it causing?
Well, now, first you engage in the system, that is the GTNet system, and the speed of clearance that we used to have is no longer there. Now, we have resorted to using papers when it was paperless. And so the situation at the port now is very, very terrible. Everybody is angry at the port as I am talking to you. There is no improvement. The situation is very bad, and we have been resorted to because they have been caught with time, and importers and freight forwarders are mounting intense pressure on them. Now they have resorted to using manual way of clearance instead of the system that we used to have.
Okay, and what are you hearing from the current managers as to when things are going to be fixed?
Well, we are told that things are going to be fixed from next week going. But my brother, as I am talking to you, if we foresee next week, I don't actually think that things. Well, I do not want to be a bad soothsayer. But I can tell you that next week, from what we are seeing this week, I don't think there will be any improvement in the coming days. I do not know the magic which they are going to engage. I do not know what they are going to do. But from where I am standing and the situation that we are experiencing at the port currently, I don't think next week things are going to improve.
And I believe that this is so much of an inconvenience for you. Help our audience understand how much this is costing you, the delays, I mean.
No, now importers are going to bear a lot of cost because containers are going to demurrage and cars will be going to rent. Shipping lines will not waive or will not waiver containers or rent for you or demurrage for you because the system did not work. No, they won't do that. They will still charge you with the demurrage. And so the time which we used to clear at the port have increased. Now, if you use, let me say, 1 week to clear a container, now it can take you more than that. And the demurrages, the astronomical amount of money that we importers are going to pay as demurrage is huge. So we do not know what the authorities are doing, and it's like they are stuck, and they just don't know what to do. And so the inconvenience at the port, my brother, is too much.
Okay. Thank you so much, William Abebio, clearing agent there, giving us a bit of a situation over there. They are having to clear their goods manually, and he says that clearing agents, freight forwarders, are getting frustrated. Let's speak with the PR manager of Ghana Link Network Services, Norvan Akwa-Hayford, who when we spoke the last time, I showed that things were going to be fixed. So thanks for being here with us, Norvan. What is happening?
Thank you very much, Darrell. And of course, I just listened to William Abebio and the issues that he has raised with regards to what is happening at the port. But Darrell, we need to separate the issues. Now, Ghana Link are the technical partners for the ICOMS. That is the new integrated customs management system. Yeah. It will interest you to know, Darrell, that this particular system, as of today, as I speak to you, as of the close of work yesterday, have been able to clear bill of entries, that is the BOEs, over 3,550.
So how do you explain?
I'm saying that on authority, over 3,550. Now, what is happening today at the port? And I think that we all need to help each other. I want to say that we all need to be calm at this point. And I'm happy that when we listened to some of the tapes that you played, it had to do with the old system. You know, people who had gone through the old system and the payments that they have done in terms of payment of duties and what arrangement has been put in place to help them, you know, clear their goods from the port. So on that basis, I will tell you that as far as the ICOMS is concerned, there is no problem. Anybody who has gone through...
You know, it's hard to believe that when you say there's no problem. So, for instance, now we're hearing that they are having to do stuff manually. I know that you provide technical assistance to ICOMS, but you're not saying anything really if you tell me that you've been able to clear goods. Because we're hearing from the traders, we're hearing from the freight forwarders, they are saying there are challenges.
And Darrell, and I'm saying that if you're talking about things being done manually, and I try to explain to you that there are two separate issues and we need to look at it. And that's why I first started by telling you that the ICOMS for fresh declarations, there's a difference between fresh declarations and those who might have done payment in the old system, which was shut down on Monday.
Okay, so help us understand this. Those who made payment with the old system are the ones facing challenges?
You come again?
Those who made payments with the old system are those facing challenges. Is that what you're saying?
They are the ones that a new flow chart and new arrangements have been done for them to be able to clear their goods from the port.
So that new arrangement is effective now?
It's been effective since Monday.
So why are there challenges now?
When you go to the long, listen, if you've done your payment and you need to go for release, let me talk of release, which means that, of course, you've done payment, you have all your documentation to prove, and so you need to go for release. What is happening right now is that those people need to go to the shipping line. The shipping line sends an email to the customs officials, and then they go to the customs officials at the command center, where they sign the document so they can go for their documents. So that has nothing to do, Darrell, excuse me, let me just land. It has nothing to do with the ICOMS or the Unipass, as you may want to call it.
Okay,
I understand. So we need to first try to, separate the issues. let people understand what is happening. And that's why I told you that since Monday, when the ICOMS, went live, we've been able to clear over 3,550. That is fresh declarations.
Okay, so people with old declarations are facing challenges. So finally, Novan, because we have to go. Finally, what should they do? Those who are facing challenges right now, who are having to do it manually, what would you advise them to do in order to get things running smoothly?
No, I mean, there's an arrangement that has been put in place. So if you know about your payments, you've done your payment, what you need to do is to first go to the shipping line, get your release from them. They will send an email to the customs officials. When the email hits the customs officials, they would from there then minute on your document. Then you can go and get your things gated out, be it from the MPS terminal or be it from Golden Jubilee, or if it's in any of the bonded terminals that we have here at the port. Right. And so people, and one of the issues that is also coming up is that some people have not even done registration in the ICOMS, but they expect to use the system. Even in the old system, you first of all need to register and get all your documents, we really need to IDs to allow you to do your work.
We really need to go. Whatever it is, it appears that communication is not going down too well and people don't really understand what is happening. So I guess it's a problem that has to be fixed. Well, let's turn to other news now. Contractors working on the Eastern Railway line from Tema to Mpakadan are required to provide a new date for completion of work. The line, which is expected to join Burkina Faso, is about 60% complete. The contractors, AFCON Limited, reported some positive cases at one of the project sites, a situation which has brought the entire work to a halt. According to the Minister for Railway Development, Joe Garte, the government has requested a new completion timeline for the project. All right, we don't have that story, but in a matter of months, Ghana is likely to disallow the importation of cars older than 10 years to encourage international companies, including Volkswagen AG, to set up local plants. The new law also provides import duty rebates for companies that manufacture or assemble cars in Ghana, but it will take effect 6 months after the manufacturing or assembling of new vehicles in the country begins under a special government program meant to draw investment. Take a listen to this report by Bloomberg.
Volkswagen, Nissan, Toyota Motor Corporation, Suzuki Motor Corporation, and Renault SA are among automakers weighing the local assembly of vehicles in the country, where used cars make up about 70% of vehicle imports. Ghana is seeking to become a car manufacturing hub for West Africa, a region with more than 380 million people. Bloomberg reports the import restrictions could cost the government as much as $143 million in customs revenue in the first 3 years after implementation, according to parliamentary documents. The law, signed by President Nana Akufo-Addo on April 30, also bans the importation of cars which have been involved in accidents, which dealers bring in and repair to provide even cheaper options to consumers. The ban on these will take effect from October, regardless of their date of manufacture.
Now, contractors working on the railway line from Tema to Mpakadan, as we have been reporting, are required to provide a new date for completion of work. Let's listen to Joe Garte, the Railways Minister, explain issues related to reported cases of COVID-19 that has somewhat stalled the project.
From the way they are working, they believe that they can finish in August of this year. Now, at that time, they had done about a little over 50% of the work. But they had also done quite a bit of the formation. The formation is what is done before the track is put on it. In January and February, what they did was that they spent a lot of time working on the barge and so on. And they, in fact, launched the barge, which will allow them to do the bridge over Volta. If you are going to the Volta region just around Japo, you see that they worked on both sides of the road. But unfortunately, they were affected by this virus. What is happening is that this morning, the Ghana Railway Development Authority met with them. And we've asked them to give us their proposal for their new timelines. But like all the contractors that we work with have said to me that construction of that nature is not like a car that you can just switch it on and off. When you demobilize to remobilize, it takes time. And so we've lost significant time. And for those who say that it will be completed in August, please, that is not the situation. In December, they said it will be completed in August. Even what you are wearing, your nose mask you are wearing, must show you that the world has changed. We have all experienced this unfortunate incident that has changed our world completely. And also, they also had people who had the virus. So they had to stop working. And so Ghana Railway Development Authority will sit down with them, and when the new figure comes out, when the new date comes out, we'll make it known to the people of Ghana.
Turning to food matters now, the General Secretary of the Agric Workers Union, Edward Karwe, is urging that the lapses with the food production value chain are fixed in order to control the hikes in food prices. The prices of food commodities have increased over the past few months, although there is sustained supply. Much of that has been blamed on the recent lockdown, but analysts are also pointing to other contributory factors.
There will be a free flow of what is produced to the consumer. And we have, over the years as a country, failed to address these structural challenges. So that is why you continue to find out that if you talk about the northern region, there is so much maize in the northern region, yet poultry farmers down within the Accra cannot even get that particular maize. You talk about watermelon in the Volta region, yet the price in Accra is prohibitive. It's because there's supposed to be a smooth connection between the production to the consumer. Now, how do we bring watermelon from Volta region to Accra? By what mode of transport? There is a disorganization of these different parts of agricultural production. You know, production is incomplete until it reaches the final consumer.
Right.
And we are not paying particular attention to that simple theory, which we now need to practicalize to make sure that whatever is produced, we quickly move it to where it is most needed.
Right.
We don't have those structures in place, or even where they are disorganized.
Right.
For instance, we are talking about fuel prices going down. That does not necessarily mean that transport prices will go down. That does not mean that if you are a transporter and you are hiring a vehicle either from Accra or from Volta region, for instance, to convey the watermelon to Accra, it is going to be cheaper.
Right.
It will not necessarily be just because fuel prices have come down. It will not necessarily be. You need to make conscious efforts and make those structural challenges addressed.
That is it for the marketplace this afternoon. Do join us on Business Live. We will be having the conversation about the ban on imports of vehicles that are 10 years old when assembling plants begin production or assembling their cars here in Ghana. We'll have that conversation at 5 o'clock. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for watching the marketplace. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business.